All right, I want to call this meeting of the Simpson County Fiscal Court to order, and I will ask Magistrate Nate Downey if he would open us with prayer, and we'll follow that with the pledge to the flag.
May we bow our heads and look to the heaven with come of our help. All our help comes from the Lord himself. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for last night's laying down and this early morning rising. Lord, please continue to bless all the government officials from the national level to the state to the local levels, Lord, and continue to give us the knowledge, to be able to do our job in which way that you will have it to go, Lord, through the fiscal court and the city and government also, Lord. Lord, continue to bless our first responders. Continue to bless our law enforcement, Lord, our medical team, Lord, across the board. Thank you for allowing them to be able to help our community in any way that you see fit, Lord. Lord, and continue to bless the ones that's in the hospitals, Lord, all over this land and country, Lord, and continue to bless the ones that's in the nursing homes too, Lord. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen, it's good to see a full board across the table up here today.
It's good to be healthy again.
Yeah, it's good to have y'all all back here and with us. And hopefully everyone's doing okay. If you had an opportunity to review the minutes of our January 18th regular fiscal court meeting, we need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
Motion made.
Got a motion by Nate.
Second.
Second by Scott. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay, the motion carries with one abstention. All right, next, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the CPI increase sent down by the state, we've got to make a decision on that. This would be the increase on magistrate, coroner, and county attorney salaries. And it's my understanding, and Sam may be able to speak to this, but it's my understanding that you could vote to have that CPI anywhere from the level the state set it down. It just can't be beyond what the state has said.
Be very difficult for it to be above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we voted at the last meeting to do 3% for all county employees, so I would not vote anything over 3% for. I know your salary and the jailers and the clerk and the sheriff are all set by the state, and we have no say in those, but
that bears repeating, Marty, because I think there's a lot of people that do not understand that the county judge, the sheriff, the jailer, and the county clerk salaries are all set at the state. We have absolutely no local say on what those salaries are. The state establishes those salaries and says, here they are, that's what you pay.
and that's based off the population of the community of the county, because Warren County, those constitutional officers are a lot higher salaries than what they are in our county.
Absolutely.
I would agree with Marty for, a 3% max.
Yep, I agree.
But while we're talking about it, there's a bill that the House has right now, and if it passes the Senate, then there will be a $4 per diem increase to the jail or the state inmate numbers. There's also a increase, which I've mentioned this to Jerry D when he was up here. They're increasing court security from $10 to $15 an hour. That will cut back our contribution to the jail and the sheriff. It won't cut their budgets at all, but it could cut our contribution to those. And if that passes, I will be bringing up that we increase those to 5% for the county, for all county employees. If we get an influx of money coming in like that, because I really think they should be at the 5%, but we voted for 3%, and that's fine. But that's one thing I will think that the court should do is up those to the 5%, if that budget passes.
Right, right. So
Do we need a motion, or Marty make a motion on
we
the
would need a
3%?
motion, we would have to have a motion with the percentage of CPI for the magistrate's coroner and county attorney.
I'll make a motion for 3%,
I'll
same as all that everybody else got.
So we have a motion for a 3% CPI, we'll have a second. Any other question or Scott? Yes. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. The next two gentlemen, I guess we will take them individually, but they're kind of tied together. These are both just some documents that we have to have signed, and I wanted the authorization to sign these. We've already voted to participate in this utility assistance grant. We've been awarded the money, but there's a couple of documents that have to be signed to make it all happen. So we would have to have a motion and a second to approve the CDBG Utility Assistance Grant, the legally binding agreement, and authorize the county judge to sign that agreement.
So move.
Got a motion by Scott, a second by Nate. Any other question or discussion? This is grant money from the state that is covering the cost of utility bills for people who weren't able to pay due to being out of work or whatever during the pandemic. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then the next one, completely related to that, also is the same CDBG Utility Assistance Grant. This is the Kentucky CDBG Procurement Code. We have to adopt and authorize that procurement code and authorize the county judge to sign that agreement.
So moved, Mason.
Motion by Myron,
Second.
second by Nate. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the budget transfers, we'd need a motion and a second to authorize those budget transfers.
So move.
Motion by Nate,
Second.
second by Myron. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the cash transfer of $144,650 from the general fund to the jail, we would need a motion and a second to approve that. I haven't asked the county treasurer, but I'm assuming this will be dealing with utility bills and payroll between now and claims for today.
So moved.
Motion by Myron,
Second.
second by Scott. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Gentlemen, next is, if you had an opportunity to review the cash transfer amount of $18,969.69 from the federal grant fund to the general fund, we'd need a motion and a second to approve that transfer.
Motion
Mason,
made.
what is that for now?
This is HIDA money, COPS.
Okay,
Okay.
I remember.
I think, Marty, did you have,
I made it.
Nate?
I made a motion.
Nate, you made the motion. So we have a motion by Nate,
Second.
second by Myron. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Then finally, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the bills and claims, we would need a motion and a second to approve those bills and claims as presented.
So moved.
Got a motion by Myron,
Second.
Second by Marty. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Moving on to reports, gentlemen. One thing, I'm waiting to hear back on some numbers for the engineering on the splash pad. At our last meeting, we talked about doing that. I've reached out to a few. I'm waiting to hear back, so I'm hoping that I have more information by our next meeting and we can start progressing from there. Next thing I've got is, you've got on your portal there, just some FYI, a couple of areas of annexation that the note the city sent over on the 27, almost 28 acres out on 31W North, and then a little over 106 acres in 2 tracts on 31W South that they've recently annexed into the city limits. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that and see the areas that they're talking about there.
You know, there's a lot of people that are disgruntled about all the annexation that we're having in our community. Don't know the answer to it, but now I'm just saying there's a lot of
Yeah.
controversy.
Yes, sir.
That's why, one of the things I think we should be in those regs, we've talked about, I know annexation and the zoning is different, but I think if a spot of land is rezoned, it should stay with that person who actually applies for the zone change.
Yeah.
It should, we're gonna get in a mess. We have in a couple of instances, in my opinion, but if there's a spot of land that's rezoned to R4 or I2 or whatever, and they have a purpose of doing that, as long as they fulfill what they rezoned it for, that's fine. But they shouldn't be able to rezone a parcel of land and then 5 years down, not with the intention of, say, building a warehouse, then say they rezone something I2 with the intention of building a warehouse, and I don't know if I would think a landfill would probably fall in that. So, in 5 years, somebody come in and buy that parcel of land and use it as a landfill. Yeah. So what it was originally zoned for would not apply to what the end use for. So I think when we do those regs, we talk about those regs, I think that's something that should be put in those regs.
Yes, and of course, what's the first Tuesday in March is when we have our regular joint meeting with the city. And Marty, you are correct. That will be one of the topic of discussions is the revamping of some of the P&Z regs. And you're absolutely right. And one of the things that has to be changed is zone changes need to be handled like conditional use permits.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I just wanted you guys to be aware of what was taking place here. Myron, you have anything?
No report.
Scott?
Nothing but, Saturday we had the dedication of the roads at the park, and that was a real nice deal. The family was very thankful for that, to remember their families, and it was very nice, very nice.
It was a good day.
Yep, that's all I have.
Nate?
No report.
Marty?
No, I talked about the budget earlier. That's what I was going to talk about today, so
Okay.
don't have anything.
Counselor?
Pay your taxes, they're already late, and here in about 2 months, they'll be delinquent. They're more now, but if the longer you wait, the more they cost. So pretty please, if you get your tax refund back, maybe you can use that to pay your taxes and try to save yourself some money.
Good information. Sheriff, you have anything? Yes. All right, sir.
I'd mentioned last week or last fiscal court that I would be back this week to ask for a budget amendment for $22,000 to cover fuel expenses for the county. as you remember, just briefly, I know everybody up here does, but gas was at $1.78 when we set the budget that we're currently in. This is not the new budget, the budget that we're currently in. It ended up getting up to $3. It's about a 30% increase or more. $22,000 is a 30% increase to the gas budget, which should get us through the rest of the fiscal year. So that's, any questions about that?
I have a question, and I don't mean to put the treasurer on the spot, but like, where are we at with that line in the budget? Is that something that we need to take action on today, or can it?
Well, and it wouldn't require budget amendment or anything. I mean, he's gonna be, had enough to make it through maybe this month, but probably not the next and the rest of the year. But what we can do is a budget transfer, that I'll get that line up to where we can do a budget transfer and put more money in there as long as fiscal court is good.
That's the way I could pay one more bill, just depends on how much it is, and then we're out. So
Okay.
this month, we're paid up, and next month, we're looking at problems.
Okay,
Thank you.
78%
Yeah.
has been utilized.
yeah, we don't need you to, we don't need the sheriff's office defaulting on their gas bill.
Be like a cruise ship.
Yeah, yeah. Jailer, you have anything? All right.
Do we need to, so we don't need to vote on that?
Not until we
not
get
this
into the
time.
budget transfer.
Last meeting, y'all asked me about this IT money that I was requesting. The top page is just for information. The back page is a list of some of the things that back page is just a list of what you requested from the purchases of for the IT money, the usage of the IT money. Like I said, the last meeting, we're not going to really need all of the money that's coming in. This is just to catch up in the last 3 years where we've been down on monies and not able to actually get really what we needed. But there's a list of things that we're asking for, the needs, and the totals down there at the bottom of what we're asking for. The check is like just right at $68,000. Not asking for it to keep the whole $68,000 that, you know, I negotiated for the county, for the jail. And there will be another check coming that we're not going to be needing, so whatever usage you're going to need with it, it'll be fine with me. All I'm asking is y'all give us the blessing to get some things that we needed. And down there at the very bottom, if you'll look on the kitchen equipment, we've got a tilt skillet that has gone out. That is one of those deals that we use every day, and we're having some trouble right now. I need to get a new tilt skillet immediately. And that's usually out of the general budget requirement, but I'm willing to take care of that out of this money.
How big a skillet is it?
It's a big one.
I would say so for
It
16.
feeds 300 people.
It what?
It'll feed 300 people.
One skillet?
Yeah. And Marty, we use this thing twice a day, every day.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's,
I'm assuming that. I didn't know if it was like 4 foot or,
it's about that big around, and it's about that big.
okay.
That's a big skillet.
It's a big skillet.
It ought to be for 16,000.
Well, yeah, hey, I tell you what, that's one of the cheapest ones.
Yeah.
That's one of the cheapest ones. That's just to get us through with what we got to have, so. But anyway, that's my request. I appreciate you working with me on this. And like I said, the rest of the money, y'all do whatever you feel need to.
Well, I can tell you, the fiscal court has no designs on doing anything with that money other than putting it into the general jail fund to
Right.
try to alleviate some of the transfer in.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not that we have a plan for the money other than offsetting
I'm just saying in general.
those costs.
So,
I guess the biggest question I have about all of this is, of course, one, we're just now seeing it. I was hoping we would get it and it would be on the portal.
I
And-
apologize for that. Matter of fact, we just got one of the bids in yesterday.
So, I mean, it'll be up to these gentlemen if they're willing to make a vote today. I mean, I'm good. The only question I really have is the $4,400 in ammunition.
Yes. That's training ammo that we utilize, to stay certified as far as, it covers many areas, like transports.
I just want to be sure that I'm clear that I understand, though, that you cannot use live ammunition inside the jail.
Well, no.
Okay, just,
You don't, no.
all right.
No, I mean, you can see why you would question that. If you can't use it in the jail.
We use it on the outside
Right.
if needed, yeah.
And then the cartridges are taser cartridges, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
But do the floor deputies actually pack tasers
Which four deputies?
in the jail? I mean, I don't know. I know they can't carry guns on the floor.
We've got a multiple of non-lethal ammunition.
Okay.
We got
Pepper spray.
pepper balls, we got beanbag rounds, we've got tasers, we've got OC, taser shield, taser gloves. I mean, you name it, we've got it, but they all geared to different situations. Like in the booking area, we've got the taser shields. That's to protect if when somebody comes in and goes just slick off. You can put them up against the wall, protect your deputies, protect them from harming themselves. We've got the taser gloves. Is if they want to fight, I'd demonstrate them for you if you want to. They're pretty cool. But the taser gloves is one of the. I'll just use him. Is one of these things where I can say, Marty, let's calm down, and it's on, but it's not bothering him, right? He gets crazy, and I grab that arm. Guess what? It's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
And then Marty's going, okay, I'm calm.
Right.
What are you doing to me? Well, it looks like a normal glove, but they are taser gloves. So, riot situations, you got your bean bags, you got your pepper balls, you've got the rubber. Now, that's a shotgun. It comes out of a shotgun, but it throws rubber pellets inside the cell.
You said riot situations. And this is a serious question.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious. Has there ever been a riot at the jail?
We had one that we diffused. And I think we actually talked about this about 2 meetings ago maybe, when we were talking about the food. It was coming. They already put the word out, it's coming, and we were prepared for it. So, situations like that, it will trigger something, COVID, food, medical, those things will trigger stuff like that. And it don't take but one guy that's had a bad day, that maybe it came from a different facility that's been treated, really bad, and he comes in and he's like, okay, I got to get my crew together and rile this place up. So we're always on our toes, Mason. That's a good question. And I didn't think it was a dumb question at all. That is a good question.
I'm just curious if there had ever been one at the
Yeah.
jail.
Now, we prevented one, but it don't take but one riot to create a really bad situation. And it could be in one cell, which is in the jail. You've seen the jail. The cells are right beside each other. They can see back and forth. So if one starts, well, we're going to do it too. And then here goes the next one. Here goes the next one. Then you got a really big mess. And just if one of those situations took place and it went through the jail, I would have no choice but to call every officer I had to handle half the jail, and I would have no choice but to call the sheriff and his guys, and probably the PD and their guys. I mean, we're running I got your numbers, Wayne Myron. Today, we're at 295, we got 223 state, 72 county. So, and we just got rid of quite a few counties, and we're gonna try to get rid of some more, but, you know, we're doing pretty good right now. I mean, things have come back to what I thought was coming back, so we're doing pretty good.
What we budget, 165?
185.
185.
Five, yeah.
And plus,
Oh, that's good.
And plus, we've got the, another thing to factor in, the SCORE graduates, the state passed, you know, that incentive for them to get through the SCORE program, which is $1,000 per program. So we've been generating some pretty good money off of that here lately, unanticipated.
We tied some of that up to Charles Woods' pay.
Yeah, I think his first round almost paid for what we did there, so, but we've got a lot more that's fixing to graduate, several different classes. Marty, you mentioned House Bill 1, House Bill 81, and Senate Bill 211, which was, that kicked money back to us as far as the one you were talking about, the $4 per day per diem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then
Guys,
there's that other one that covers the cost.
right. Guys, as the vice president of the Jailer Association, that's what I've been telling you, I've been fighting for.
What that is, neither one of us really said what it was, but what it is if a inmate is held in a county facility for
It's on
4
our
months
dime.
while it's waiting to go to trial, and then they're found guilty,
We get
this bill
reimbursed.
would go back and reimburse the counties for that 4 months. So it would be
And sometimes it's like a year before they're.
Right.
Yeah.
Every county, and for the public that doesn't understand, when a county inmate comes in, our tax dollars are paying for them, and it is very costly.
Right.
It is very costly. And they could sit in there for up to 100 days, you know, I mean, or longer.
Yeah,
And we're paying the bills on that, where the state inmates come in, we're getting paid for them from day one. This bill, is it 211? I think it's 211, Senate Bill
I
211.
don't know the number.
211 and 81 tie together. But this bill that we've been fighting for is going to, it's not going to pay us up front, but once they're convicted and guilty, it's going to go back and retro back to the day they come in and pay the counties for that downtime money that we've been out.
oh, that's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been fighting, this is what I've been fighting for. This is one of those things that we have really been pushing for, and it's coming to light. And this $4 per day increase, that's almost, that's just shy right now, if we were going where we're operating right now, it's just shy of $300,000 more per year coming in to the jail budget. So, you know, things are looking up. I think the fight that we've been fighting is finally paying off.
That's why we need to contact,
You
I
contact your
think Mike
senators and
Wilson.
representatives.
Mike
Wilson.
Mike
Yeah,
he's our
Wilson
veteran
and
senator.
Sean McPherson.
And we could, and
I've already
contact
talked to
David
Sean,
Gibbons.
Whitney Westerfield. I did not make contact with Mr. Wilson. You may want to try that one. But it's the County Judges Association. Y'all need to get on board. It's a Magistrates Association. Y'all need to get on board.
They
We all
are.
need to fight this together. And we're going to win. Even the Sheriff's Office. Y'all need to get y'all's guys. We need to fight for this because it's going to make it's a game for our community.
They already are on,
There you go.
they're already on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do
So
we need?
anyway,
So I guess one, we would have to authorize these expenses out of that telephone grant money.
right. And guys, I've got one more coming, and I don't have a need for it right now. I don't, this is what we need. These are the things we need, and that's all I'm asking for.
So I mean, I guess it's a question if y'all need
Does
more
it,
time.
does it require action today, Eric? I mean, we just got this.
That's what I was gonna ask you, if y'all need more time than just the 5 minutes you've had to look at it. I mean, we may not be able to take it up till our next meeting, but I don't know.
We've been waiting on this for a while. I would appreciate it if we could go ahead and just get the authorization, but if not, I understand. That's why I put it together, and I'm asking.
leaseholders, 38.
Yeah, and I think the first check, Marty, is like 68. So there's 30 grand there, and then there'll be another 68 to do whatever you need to.
Yeah, that total grant was $275,000, and
Yeah.
I think it was in equal payments of like 68,750.
Yeah, you're right. I was gonna say 67.5, but it's 68.750, you're right.
So there'll be 3 more checks coming?
There'll be one more check coming after this one.
Yeah.
So that's a total of over $90,000, almost 100.
I thought you just said 275.
That
It was
was,
total.
we've already drawn two.
Ah,
There
okay.
would have been two 68,750 is already done.
Okay,
This will be the third of those 4 payments.
okay. Well, I'm fine with whatever the rest of the court wants to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
does it need to be, I guess it would need to be in a motion, Sam,
Yes.
to authorize this list, purchase list from the jail, from the telephone.
Grant money.
Grant money.
Right.
Is that tied to the specific company
CPC. CPC.
I think it'd be cleaner if you
Yeah.
had a motion to that effect.
Yes.
Motion made.
Got a motion by Nate,
Second.
second by Scott. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
That motion carries.
Good luck with your skillet. Good luck with your skillet.
Carter, you have anything with planning and zoning? No, not this time, Jody. All right, Bill with maintenance, Bobby with the road department. All right, gentlemen, I do need a motion and a second to have a brief executive session according to KRS 61.810, paragraph 1B, deliberations on the future acquisition or sale of real property by a public agency, but only when publicity would be likely to affect the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use or sold by a public agency.
Motion made.
Second.
Motion by Nate, second by Marty. Any question? Well, we don't really have questions or discussion. All in favor, aye? Aye.